Go for it.
Is it recording?
Yes,
Okay.
it is.
Hi everybody, it's me, Enchanta. And if you'd like to cook along with me, I'm going to make Wardonys in syrup, a recipe from France in like 1066 is I guess what we're doing. And it says, take pears and cast them in a pot and boil them till they are tender. Then take them up and par them and cut them into pieces. Take enough cinnamon powder, a good quantity, and cast it into red wine. Draw it through a strainer. Cast sugar in and put in an earthen pot. I don't have earthen pots. I'm cooking on a modern stove, so we're using stainless steel, which is non-reactive since this is a recipe with wine. Let it boil, then cast the pears in and let it boil together. When they have boiled a while, take ginger powder and cast it in, and a little vinegar and a little saffron, and look that it be tangy and sweet. So what we've got here is we have yellow Bartlett and red Bartlett pears, and we have 3 cups of red wine. This is a Merlot, Apothic Merlot. I like the label on the bottle. Besides, it says untamed and unbound, and in the SCA, that reminded me of a lot of us, so I grabbed that. We have a tablespoon of sugar, a tablespoon of ginger, 2 tablespoons of vinegar, a few threads of saffron, and I have 8 whole cloves. Hang on, don't follow me, sister. I'll step out of the shot. 8 whole cloves right here. We have put the pears in, washed but unpeeled, to parboil for 10 minutes. And I'll turn my stove up a little bit. And now we're going to measure out the ingredients for our syrup. So it says, let's see here. Take enough cinnamon right here. I'm going to put them in here and put it in there and draw it through a strainer. So we got to put these cups in here, apparently. Oh, y'all, I'm going to have to use mundane Tupperware. I can't help it. It's what I've got. Okay, I'm sorry. But, put these 3 cups of wine in here. Y'all, just so you know, beginners can try feast, because this is my first one. I would have read you that recipe in the period language, but I don't know how. I'll learn it. So we got 3 cups of wine, 1 more. I would taste it, but I need more for the chicken. Okay. And the cinnamon is this here. And the way I understand it, you put it in here and then you pour it through the strainer, is what it looks like. And if I'm doing that wrong, somebody can tell me, because like I said, this is my first medieval feast. So I'm going to mix it in there some. And I kind of reckon the reason they say put it through a strainer is because back then they ground their own spices, and I didn't take the time to do that. And they would need to ground out the big pieces or something. That's my guess. I looked stuff like that up, but I couldn't find anything. So I'm going to strain it through there. Like that. Oh, y'all, it did leave some in there, so I guess we still need to strain it. So, I guess we don't change the recipes, we should just follow them. I've been trying to figure out whether cooking feast is an art or a science. And I'm wondering if it's both, because you have to measure things out like a science, but you have the art of the flavors and tasting and all that. My sister's here with me, and I'm teaching her about it as I go, as best I can anyway. Hi, sister.
Hi, we're learning.
Okay, so now what we gotta do with this is put it in a pot and let it boil. So I'm gonna put it in this pot on the back of the stove. And I learned if you're in garb, roll your sleeves up, cause this can get a fire. So I'm gonna put that in there. And turn it up to let it boil. And I'm going to rinse this out because it says to bake it in a enameled container. And I don't have one, but I can put it in Pyrex. So I'm going to bake it in this bowl. Don't show this side, sister.
Nope, showing that side. Nope.
I love y'all, but my kitchen is piled up with at least clean dishes. They're not dirty, but there's a pile of them, okay? A big pile. I'm going to dry this off because you can't put Pyrex wet in the oven or it'll explode and your feast will be ruined. Okay. There we go. Now, these pears are going to be ready to come out. And that's just water. So,
Get back in there so I can show
put
them.
them in here. And I know it says boil them for 10 minutes, but I do jams and stuff. And I can tell you when the skins start cracking like this, you take these out and peel them then. You will see a definite change in the water and smell when they skin starts busting open, and that's when you take them off of there. So those need to come out, and they need to rest a few minutes because I gotta peel them. Oh, and don't put your paper on there because you could start a fire. I'm trying to be safe with this, but I'm gonna be real honest with y'all. Enchanta ain't supposed to be messing with knives, and Enchanta is really supposed to be careful around the stove. See what I mean? Don't put paper towels on the stove.
OMG.
Sister, I'm telling you.
OMG, I didn't even see it.
I know, right?
Little sister's not much better.
But that's not the smoke alarm. It is the temperature on the
Oh,
oven coming
Jesus.
up.
That was priceless.
One thing I can tell y'all while I'm cooking this about the SCA is it will put some joy in your heart. Even when you're learning things you don't know, it's fun. You experience, you taste, you figure it out. Sometimes it comes out not so great. Sometimes it's the most amazing thing you've ever tasted. And if you mess up, we just laugh and we work it out. We love each other, we figure it out, and we do everything with chivalry, honor, to the best of our ability, to be good for other people. We do it the way the Middle Ages should have been.
Well
So,
said.
if you mess things up, don't worry about it, but try and be careful not start a fire. Don't do like me. I'll hold it in my hand. Okay, now that is starting to boil in the back, and so the next thing we need to do is put the pears in there. So I'm going to peel these pears, and I should have had a knife out.
So I'm going to give them a little view
Okay.
of our boiling. There's your juice.
There we go. Knives. Like I said, I'm supposed to be careful with these. Okay. So I'm going to say, oh, see, I knew they were ready. I'm just going to peel them off. Oh, those are still pretty hot. Ow. Better let them cool a little bit more, y'all. Those are pretty hot. And I should take that off and dump it in the sink so I don't make an accident catching my garb in hot water and boil it over. One thing important is safety. Anytime you're working in a kitchen, mundane or at a feast hall, see, safety is a big deal. And if anybody has any recommendations on how to keep garb sleeves to stay rolled up, this is actually period fabric and it doesn't seem to stay rolled up as well as I'd like. But always be careful.
Oh, shoot. I almost dropped the phone. That was my bad. We'll have to edit that later.
Maybe if I can figure it out. If not, they'll get it straight. And they'll understand because that's what this is about. Arts and science is a lot about learning and experiencing the way it was instead of being, oh my God, it's got to be perfect. It's got to be exact. No, we want to learn what they did and how they did it. Experience it the way it would have been. If you can. Sometimes you can't. There's a lot of things that you just can't do that way. But if you can, try it. I would have never thought about putting vinegar in this. But
okay, so we're gonna move this way. Come on, Rick. Rick has the body.
Ouch, ouch, ouch. Yeah, really, if you have time, you want to let these cool a little more.
Right.
But I've never videoed with my phone, and I'm not sure how long this will last, and I don't know if I can edit it. And I want to at least be able to get a couple of these in and be able to explain to you what you do with the rest. So, and the extra ones are for another recipe that I'm going to make after a while. Actually, they may just slip off. No, I was hoping they were like tomatoes and they'd slip off.
It smells amazing.
It does, doesn't
It's already
it?
starting to smell so good.
Turn that way down on low because I don't want all my wine spoiling away. Okay, ouch, hot, 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 hot. We'll let that one cool on that side, and I got to get one more red one, I think. Yeah, one more red one. I'm doing them, trying to do them equal. Oh, there we go. Ha ha ha! I can get it. Whee. Oh, these are going to be so good. They do smell good.
It smells amazing.
And we was doing ours whole, you guys, so because there's 4 of us, we can each have a pair on the plate.
They're going to be so yummy.
I think so, sister. I think this is going to be pretty amazing.
Smells amazing.
It was so interesting when I first started going. We first arrived and they have these soups because people arrive from all over the United States, sometimes the world, sister.
Wow.
It's all over. It's a worldwide organization. And so they'd arrive hungry and they have traveler's fare. The soup tonight that I'm making you, that's the first time I had it, was at Traveler's Fair. We came in about 2 o'clock in the morning and we were so cold and so hungry. And a lady that I knew was there and she's like, do you want some soup? And we had soup and homemade bread. Okay, I was hooked, girl.
Right.
I was hooked. Okay, and I'm gonna I'm slip around and dump these out. Rinse that bowl out again.
So I'm gonna show you guys what this little pot looks like inside.
Okay. Here's my paper towels. Now, and my paper's right over yonder. Okay. And this time I'm gonna not put it on the stove, y'all. Okay, next it says take the ginger powder and cast it in and a little vinegar and a little saffron. Well, when am I supposed to put the sugar in? Oh, I'm supposed to have that sugar in. Okay, y'all, we put this in just a minute ago. Woohoo!
Whoops.
Okay.
It'll be okay though. It's still looking really good.
Yeah. Oh, that melts right away. It's fine. It's castor sugar, so it melted right in. It's fine. Okay, now we got the sugar in there. And now
So I'm gonna sneak around this
we
way.
put this ginger in there.
So I'm just
Okay. It says a few saffron. You guys, I've never used saffron. I don't know how many a few is. So I'm gonna just like.
So I'm gonna say 3 typically. A few is 3, isn't it?
Oh wow, this smells good, sister. Here, I'm gonna let you smell it.
Okay, so hold
You
on.
smell it?
We're gonna smell it. Ooh, that smells yummy. That
You
smells
wanna
yummy.
taste it?
I'll taste it.
It's called saffrons. I've never tasted it either.
I'll taste it.
We're gonna try saffrons. Oh, it's kind of earthy, a little bit tangy.
Bad.
Yeah, that's kind of neat. I'll be interested to see how this does. See, we learn about different spices because they have different ones in.
That's interesting.
It says put a few in there, so that's how many I'm going to do. This was very expensive in medieval days. You had to be a very noble person and have lots of money. Okay. Oh, this is looking good, you guys.
Uh-oh.
Oh, it smells so good in here. You should be able to smell this.
Oh,
Okay.
look at that. Looking good.
Oh. Oh, wow. And when you put the vinegar in, all of a sudden everything smells better. This is an interesting thing I would not have done in normal cooking, is add vinegar to something like this. Okay. This is amazing smelling. And I'm going to put these in this to bake. And these are going to bake
I'm gonna get a little close up here.
at 250 degrees for, I'm making a mess. I'll wipe
my
off the
God.
rest over
It smells amazing. It just smells so yummy.
I know, right?
The
This
closer
is
you
crazy.
get.
I've never smelled anything this. Yeah, these are just pears and some sauce. Okay. So it was really easy, y'all. I've never tried this. I've never.
So I'm gonna get a little close so that you guys can see what it looks like in there.
So a beginner can do this. Anybody can try this. Let
We
me.
are going.
Because this is going to drive me
then-
insane. I have to wipe off my stove.
Always clean as you go.
Yes.
Enchanta says so.
And Jenna says always clean as you go. Otherwise, you got to do it after. And I don't have feast helper cleanup crew. So, okay. And so for that, paper towel to wipe off the outside edge of the bowl.
Now, Sister has a question. Do you have to put that on a cookie sheet, or can you put that right in the oven?
With the Pyrex, you can put it right in the oven. Actually, Sister, back in period times, they would have had handmade pottery clay bowls, that casserole dishes
Okay.
that could have been used. Some at this time period would have had a type of iron cookware that could have been used over a stove, similar to what we use now as a Dutch oven. Not exactly, but the same kind of thing that could be cooked in using that type of cooking method.
Awesome. Very interesting.
So that they had numerous methods that they could do that in. Earthenware jars were even used to cook in.
Oh, wow.
Mhm.
Very interesting.
So I will scoot this out of the way.
Sister's new to all of this, so Sister's asking all kinds of questions.
But she's very interested in medieval cooking and maybe checking in down where she lives into her SCA area.
Absolutely. I am very interested.
Now. So we will put this in the oven, and this will bake at 250 for about 3 hours, and I'm going to turn that every little bit, and I will pull it out and take pictures and show you when it's done. Now that could have been done on top of the stove if you poach them for about 10 minutes and just make sure you don't quite let the liquid boil, and then you can take it out and let it cool. So thank you so much for cooking along with Enchanta. Remember, be safe, be honorable, be chivalrous, and Enchanta loves you. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye.